And of course, we had to ask you about the regulations, which you hinted to. We've heard Dr. Cisse say that there was no regulation for the internet at that time. There was only regulation for the newspaper and the broadcasters, which is the radio and the TV. So now it's just natural that there is this regulation which is coming to address the online media space. Your family brother, Lasana Jobarteh, was actually prosecuted in this country for using Skype, unlawful broadcasting, in 2014.
Yeah.
How do you reconcile what Dr. Shishe
Yeah,
is saying?
I think doctor's case is either a case of you know ignorance or a case of disinformation, or maybe both. Because Dr. Ismail Assisi, as a Minister for Information, should be aware of regional and international law and standards as regards the media. So that if he's aware of that, should have known that what international law provides, including African law, that is, the African Commission Declaration on Freedom of Expression, and and so on, would have informed him that the regulation for there's no regulation, so to speak, for online media beyond and above the regulation that is available for the media. Social media should not register. International law doesn't provide for social media platforms or accounts, online media, to register, as is demanded. Rather, media should register as a business, all right, and that does not exclude social media. So, because social media, they will pay tax, they will employ people, they will get into business arrangements, transactions, and so on. That will require registration. All right. In terms of content, just like for television offline or for newspapers and any other form of media, what international law provides for is self-regulation. All right. Now, that exists in the Gambia. We have the Companies Act in this country, so that any online media that wants to operate, you would need to hire an office space, for example. You may hire people, you may buy equipment, you may open bank account. All of this will require you to register as a business, and you will pay your fair share of tax, and so on. All right. If you want to open a newspaper today, a media house on the ground, it is the same thing. You will have to register, because what you will engage in are things that will require a legal registration. So that is already in place. The laws are there for that. Now, in terms of content, GPU has a media council. And that is the mechanism that the minister should have known, that this is the mechanism that international law requires, and we will support it.
He knows about it. He just said that they are the most useless institution.
So, which is unfortunate, because if they are useless, that is also the fault of the ministry responsible for the media. Because you should ensure that all the necessary structures, institutions, responsibilities, functions within the media are up to date. So it is not for you to lament that the media council is useless, which it is not at all. But it is for you to make sure that you strengthen it. So this is what international law requires, that is self-regulation. Other laws are there, all right? Other processes are there, other structures are there. For example, he talks about protecting rights of women, rights of children. There's the Women's Act, there's the Children's Act. They have provisions criminalizing exposing women or children online or in the media in any way. Furthermore, GPU has its own code of conduct on all of those things. Journalism, every media house has their codes of conduct about reporting on women and children. At the same time, capacity building is taking place by media houses, by the University of the Gambia, the journalism, that's MAJAC, the GPU and other entities are building the capacity of the media on reporting on many things, on corruption, on the environment, on transitional justice, and so on and so forth. So the question now is, what is the Ministry of Information and PURA doing in capacity building for the media? Now, that is what you need to focus on as a ministry, but not to sit here and repeating the same thing that already exists and then exaggerating it as if it doesn't exist. So this is the situation we have regarding this media regulations and guidelines that he has come with, they should be scrapped completely. They are irrelevant, they are unnecessary, and they are draconian. They don't fit in a democratic society. So my call to him in observance of World Press Freedom Day is to publicly announce that he has completely dropped all of these regulations. Further, what needs to happen is to review the PURA Act. All media content regulations in the PURA Act should be removed and those handed over to the Media Council. And the Minister and PURA support Media Council. PURA should just be there to register media in terms of technical issues, frequency regulation, quality, production issues, stuff like that. Yeah. Technical stuff, but nothing to do with content. That should be completely removed from the functions of PURA and handed over to the Media Council, and the ministry support the Media Council. This is my call to the minister.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.